Hello and welcome to my awesome health journey. I am Brett Dupree, and today is also going to be talking about mental health and stuff because, mental health is part of a health journey. And my life philosophy is that I think that to live a great life, it's a constant striving to be a person that I'm proud to be. And of course, life improvement, there's no end point to it. There's always, uh, you know, it's not like an end goal, but it's just a way of being. And sometimes I think it's good to look at the times where I was at my best because life isn't always, mistake after mistake after mistake. And, a lot of times when I come up here and talk about mental health, I talk about bad things that happen to me that I want to improve or work on handling better, or negative things happening, or dumb crap that I've done and I want to be better, or ways I've just not uh, been as forward as I wanted to be, like playing board games yesterday with my friend. There's this table over there who played two games I really want to play. I'm like, I should have seen just if they wanted to be my friend, because that'd be awesome. Because I really want to play those board games. And, a silly thing like that. But I want to look at a time I was at my best, and something I was thinking about on Saturday, which is Friday, 2 days ago, is I mentioned this time I was at I created a club called the Lightworkers Toastmasters. And I was a Toastmaster for like 11, 12 years, I think 12 years. And when I joined Toastmasters in 2010, I was somebody who was still working on himself a lot, still very shy. Getting in front of a group of people was still one of my biggest fears. And just dollar for dollar, Toastmasters, I think, was the best thing I ever did for myself. And in about 2018, I decided to get what became a distinguished Toastmaster. And one of the things to do is to create a club, is to get it to become a distinguished Toastmaster. And I wanted to create a Toastmaster club because, as I mentioned, I'm really kind of into the new age hippie thing, and those type of people, especially, Reiki practitioners, coaches, those people speak in front of people a lot of times poorly, and when some do join Toastmasters and they feel kind of weird because Toastmasters is more business orientated and honestly kind of conservative, and a lot of those people don't feel comfortable talking about those things, and a lot of people even would talk to me and say, you talk about those things and you feel like giving me permission, make me more comfortable. So I thought, what if we just had a club that was nothing but that? And so I worked out, and I created the club. And the thing about creating the club was really stepping outside my comfort zone. I don't like asking for things. I don't. It's social anxiety, and one of the habits I picked up from my mom, who also doesn't like asking for things. Uh, I got that from my mother. And so really pushing myself to get outside of myself, because the thing is, if you don't ask for what you want, the answer is always no. And just every aspect of the Lightworker Toastmasters was me stepping out of my comfort zones and pushing forward. And it was one of the few times in my life that this really worked out. It was one of the most magical things I've ever done. The people I met, every meeting was just amazing. Like, amazing. My heart would feel so full of love after every meeting. It was just, because everyone was just attracted to this place, was just great people. Even the ones who weren't light workers, who were in that space. I like to say that, anyone who wants to make the world a better place is a light worker, and I think most people are, for the most part. People who just want to make a difference, and, even if your job is HR, but you want to, make your employees that work there happier and more comfortable, I think you're a light worker. And basically, though, the thing that I want to take away from me is just consistently asking for what I want and being fine with rejection, because I was rejected a lot. We only got, which is a lot, 20, at one point 30 members, and I asked a lot more than 30 people to join. I lost Facebook friends once by trying to invite someone to a meeting because she thought I was advertising at her space. She can fucking go to hell. I don't even remember who she is, but I always thought it was being nice in the air. It was like, don't advertise. But I had to go through that. I went through a lot of rejection finding a place. Each meeting I had to hold the container, and that was a lot for me at the time. And being that person and really thinking back on that event, I don't really want to go into why I'm not in Toastmasters or why I'm not in the Lightworker Toastmasters anymore. That was a tragic event that I had to heal. It's tragic for me that I did have to heal from. But let's not throw out the babies with the bathwater, right? That was a great experience, and the person who was able to do that, which was me, I really need to go into what I really want to bring from that, which is someone who is able to speak my truth, and I spoke my truth every week there. Someone who is able to make connections with people, because I made a lot of connections with a lot of people at that place, with that group. And it was because I was in that container that I gave myself permission to, but I don't really need to be in that container to give myself that permission. That's just a boundary that I put on myself, that I can only be that man within Toastmasters, and then within Lightworker Toastmasters. I can be that way multiple places. I didn't have a filter there because I spoke my heart. I spoke my truth when it came to what Toastmasters did for me, and how I truly believed that this place could help people and make them better, especially that Toastmaster group for that group of people. And I truly believed every person I gave advice to on speaking, that my advice is helpful, and I didn't hold back. I didn't think, what if they won't like me if I tell them this? I didn't think any of those things. Like those things that plague me in my normal life, those anxieties, for that 2-hour space and everything around that 2-hour space, I spoke what I want, even if, sometimes we had to butt heads. Sometimes I had to tell somebody bad news once about something as a leader, something I honestly didn't care about or agree with. But the group said that this person didn't deserve credit for that. And I'm like, all right, I don't agree. Because I think Toastmasters is a volunteer opportunity, and people want to... I don't think you need to be good at it to get credit. I think they put too much emphasis on being good, to be honest, because a lot of people they think are good suck ass. Anyway, I don't need to go into that, but yeah, just too many politics and personal things, in my humble opinion. Just a bunch of randos getting together to try to improve their public speaking, and the only judgment is ourselves. Anyway, but I did that, and that was something I had to do that was outside of my comfort zone, but I did that. And the thing is, I can take the lessons I learned there and be that person other places. That's one thing this intuitive eating has really taught me, is how you do anything is how you do everything. I've really seen that, and putting more the things like in my budgeting, the self-compassion with my eating, and putting it with my emotions, that self-compassion, all those things. I can take what I learned from that container that I gave myself permission to be the person that I know that I can be, because it was safe, because it was in that Toastmaster container. I can take that everywhere and be the person, because I know I am, and be more so that person and work towards it. And I think that's, because that's what life is. It's just a consistent learning lessons. And the more I realize of like what kind of person I want to be emotionally, I can really, and especially with people, I can take a lot from that time in my life, and I'm moving forward. Hopefully that makes sense. my 10 minutes. So I love you for who you are, and you're worthy.